the YouTuber Lambda gave me a really good and also funny video response to my rhodium video. And that's one thing I like about YouTube, is meeting these people and having the video responses and having a dialogue that even in addition to us having videos back and forth, others will comment too, and we'll have a whole discussion. And one thing he wanted to know my opinion on a certain feud going on somewhere else in YouTube, and this is what I've learned. If you chime in and decide to say someone's name and give an opinion, you can expect that that will be a burden on you almost forever in YouTube. People make associations on YouTube. Like, some people thought that Da Vinci was a part of the NIA because I guess he had a discussion with someone in the NIA, and then what someone will say in a comment, that person is associated with the NIA, even though he isn't. And then a couple of years later, someone will say, I thought Da Vinci was a part of the NIA, when the two have nothing, there's no correlation between two of them, whatever. They just had, people on YouTube talk to each other. I talk to other people on YouTube, right? I talk to George Fertitle sometimes. I've talked to him in the past. But if I had said that 2 years ago, someone might have thought that I was somehow involved with another organization, that I definitely have not been whatever in any way. And then some people in the organization have left the organization either voluntarily or involuntarily, but a lot of people still consider them a part of that organization. So going back to this other video called President Obama Addresses Detroit's Bankruptcy. So Josh had a video, and it says in the description, Obama 2012, I refuse to let Detroit go bankrupt. David Bing, who's the mayor of Detroit, 2013, we're bankrupt. My comment, here's the big question. Can they bail out every major city and we still have deflation? Because the deflation and inflation argument is still out there. People are saying, are we headed for inflation, deflation? We're heading for something in between. There's going to be some things are going to deflate, some things are going to inflate. This is still a big topic, especially for precious metal holders, because there is, the inflation, deflation in silver. There is, there is stuff going on with these two topics and how they interact together. And his response was, sure, if they are defaulting on their obligation and the feds simply decide to fund those obligations for them, the money has already been borrowed into existence. So I got a question, and hopefully I'll get some experienced currency traders to answer this. Why currency traders who are experienced and profitable? Because someone who spends many, many years in the currency markets and manages not to lose money probably knows something about inflation and deflation. Why? Because currencies, they fluctuate in value against each other. Fluctuating in value against each other is heavily about deflation and inflation concepts, like the yen, the dollar, right? How they measure each other. For them to successfully be in the currency markets and not lose money, I think they have to actually know a lot about things like inflation, deflation, right? Because if they didn't, wouldn't they just lose their shirt in those markets? Here, I'll take my shirt off. I'm not saying I lost my shirt. I'm just saying this is a good visual. And I got a YouTube with a visual, so I can use the visual. And of course, I'm just wearing this Zero Hedge shirt. It's a cool logo. I haven't read them in a while, but people see the shirt and it's a visual. You can offer your own opinion on Zero Hedge feed, like yay or nay. It's up to you. You don't have to. But anyhow, I think that's the key question: is what impact will these city bankruptcies have on the market? Because Detroit is going bankrupt. But perhaps the market knew this. The market wasn't surprised. Detroit goes bankrupt. How many people said, oh my gosh, I never expected Detroit to go bankrupt. This is shocking. No, people said, we expected it. We just didn't know when. And the second thing is, well, if you expect Detroit to go bankrupt, the second thing is, what do you expect the feds to do about it? Those are the two things. So if the markets expected Detroit to go bankrupt and the Fed did what they expected, would that have kind of a neutral impact on the market? And here's the third thing. Did the bankruptcy happen earlier than expected? For example, if the market expects Detroit to go bankrupt, like in 2015, and it happens now, would that also have an impact on the markets? So I want to know how this impacts like the dollar, the deflation, inflation, because that impacts silver. And I got a silver name in this channel, so that's what I'd like to know, what the opinions are on what people think. So, yes, I also kind of want to hear from people about the process for defaulting on obligations in all these cities, because I think it's going to grow. I think Detroit's just the first one out of very, very many cities. I think we could have states declare bankruptcy also. And I think that this has an impact on the markets, but is it priced in? How much is it priced in? What about the timing? And what impact do we think on that? So thanks for watching, and I hope to learn something.